Father Claudio Doglio presents The Passion of Jesus according to St. Matthew. This is video number 13. Eli, Eli, LEMA SABACHTHANI. At the time of Jesus' crucifixion, darkness involved the whole earth for 3 hours, from the 6th to the 9th hour, according to our time, from noon to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. This is probably not a physical phenomenon, but an apocalyptic text. In particular, the evangelist Matthew insists on this phenomena that accompany the death of Jesus as a sign of the end of a world. It is the end of the evil world. The death of Jesus is an apocalyptic event in the sense that it reveals the great love of God, the generous love of the Son who gives himself completely. It's like an atomic explosion that transforms the world. It is an explosion of love. It is a great drama that produces darkness over the whole earth. It is the last darkness. It is the world of evil coming out of darkness to be definitively defeated. And about 3 o'clock, Jesus cried out in a loud voice, Eli, Eli, LEMA SABACHTHANI. Matthew alludes to the beginning of Psalm 21 in the Hebrew text. It is a very important text and one that we know very well. We remember it as the prayer of Jesus at his life's climax. My God, why have you abandoned me? But we must pay close attention because it is not a formula of despair. We cannot think in the abandonment of God concerning Jesus because it is the quotation of the beginning of a psalm, and putting on Jesus' lips the beginning of this prayer, the evangelist wants to say that the Lord used the expression of this psalm for his prayer. All the psalms are Jesus' prayer. Christ speaks through the psalms, which speaks to us of Christ. In some cases, the reference to Jesus is very evident. From these psalms, the evangelists took several images to narrate the powerful and dramatic moment of the Messiah's life. In this way, they have made us understand how the psalms refer to Christ and are our prayer because Christ has made it truly real, this plea of an innocent, of a poor, persecuted man. Psalm 21 is a lament and at the same time a psalm of confidence. The second part contains a sapiential affirmation about life beyond death. Therefore, we must not force this text mentioning God's abandonment of Jesus on the cross. We must read this expression in connection with the whole psalm, referring to the entire prayer, which in the end manifests itself as great faith in the life that overcomes death. It is very interesting to notice that the reaction of those who listen to this prayer of Jesus understand these words as a call to the prophet Elijah. But in the sentence that Jesus pronounces, Elijah does not appear at all. Eli means my God. The misunderstanding could be that if we take an expression that is found in Psalm 21 in verse 11, and it says, "From the womb I was committed to you, from the womb you are my God." The formula "you are my God" in Hebrew sounds Eli ata. Eli means my God, and ata is the second person pronoun. My God, you. The verb to be is not commonly used in the Semitic language. "You are my God" are undoubtedly words pronounced by Jesus on the cross. It is a great profession of faith. Jesus repeats aloud amid spasms of pain, "You are my God. Notwithstanding all things, I trust in you, and in you I trust my life." Also, our profession of faith consists simply in repeating Eli hata, my God, you. Let us note that Evangelist Luke has put in the lips of Jesus dying another form of prayer. "Father, into your hands I commend my spirit." And it is also a verse of a psalm, Psalm 30. And in these same psalms we find the same Hebrew expression, "You are my God. Therefore I trust in you and I give myself into your hands." The same formula is also found at the beginning of Psalm 62. "You are my God, athirst is my soul for you." And it is from these Psalms that the evangelist John has found the expression he places on the lips of Jesus on the cross, "I thirst," to express the feeling that Jesus has about himself to fulfill in everything God's plan, to carry out his will. In these three Psalms, the same formula of faith is present. My God, you. It is indeed the formula that Jesus used most insistently in his long-suffering prayer on the cross. An Aramaic ear may hear the phrase divided in this way: Elijah ta, which means Elijah is coming. Therefore, some of those present, hearing the prayer of Jesus, imagine that he is calling Elijah, and out of contempt, one runs to give him vinegar to drink. It is a reference to another verse of a psalm that says, "In my thirst they gave me vinegar to drink." The vineyard of Israel has not produced good wine, but has offered sour wine to the Lord. The last cry of Jesus may be precisely this profession of faith. Eli ata. You are my God. The decisive moment of the Lord's death is followed by other apocalyptic phenomena that Matthew describes with insistence. The veil of the sanctuary was torn in two from top to bottom. The veil that separated the Holy of Holies is torn as if God came out of the sanctuary, or as if Christ entered into the Holy of Holies. There was a great earthquake that split the stones and the opening of the tombs. With the death of Christ, many bodies of saints were resurrected. Only Matthew insists on this aspect. He stresses that the death of Christ opened graves, that is, allows the dead to be resurrected, allows those who have died to eternal fullness. The death of Jesus is the source of life, and in the face of this participation of the cosmos, the centurion acknowledges truly this was the Son of God. And we, in the face of the death of Jesus, let us not think of the drama of abandonment and suffering. Let us not allow ourselves to be led by anguish, but with the concluding words of Psalm 21, let us recognize, as Jesus did on the cross, I will live for him. The same Psalms that Jesus recites on the cross offers the words of the risen Christ, who can say, I will live for him, and my descendants, that is the church, will serve him. And all those who celebrate the Paschal experience of death and resurrection will be able to say, thus acted the Lord. This is what the Lord did. He has not forsaken the poor and needy, but has liberated them from the power of death. Let us also pray like Jesus. You are my God, I trust in you. I draw near to you, and I am sure I shall live because of you. From noon onward, darkness came over the whole land until 3 in the afternoon. And about 3 o'clock, Jesus cried out in a loud voice, Eli, Eli, LEMA SABACHTHANI, means, my God, why have you forsaken me? Some bystanders who heard it said, this one is calling for Elijah. Immediately one of them ran to get a sponge. He soaked it in wine and put it on a reed, gave it to him to drink. But the rest said, wait, let us see if Elijah comes to save him. But Jesus cried out again in a loud voice and gave up his spirit. And behold, the veil of the sanctuary was torn in two from top to bottom. The earth quaked, rocks were split, tombs were opened, and the bodies of many saints who had fallen asleep were raised. And coming forth from their tomb after the resurrection, they entered in the holy city and appeared to many. The centurion and the men with him said, truly, this was the Son of God.